Have you ever been there? That kind of awkward moment when someone asks, "So tell me about yourself," especially in English.
Oh, absolutely. It happens all the time.
Yeah, and it's so easy to just fall back on this like dry list of facts. You sound stiff, maybe a little, well, boring.
Exactly. But it doesn't have to be that way. Your story, your real story, can actually shine through.
That's what we're getting into today on the deep dive. We want to help you completely reshape how you talk about yourself in English.
Mhm.
We're moving way beyond those memorized phrases. We're digging into how you can sound genuinely interesting and, confident.
Yeah.
We're using insights from Talk About Yourself in English, Speak Naturally and Confidently. So, our mission today, help you tell your unique story so it really connects.
What's really key here, I think, is that it's not just about getting the grammar perfect.
Right.
It's actually about building your identity in that language, making real connections. The goal isn't perfection, it's presence, clarity, and that willingness to connect.
Presence, clarity, willingness to connect. I like that.
Yeah, and what's fascinating is how even simple details, if you share them thoughtfully, personally, they can make a really memorable impression.
Okay, so let's start right at the beginning. Those basic questions. Name, where you're from, what you do. Even here, we can make it more interesting, right? Because most people default to those stiff phrases.
They do, and there's nuance right away, like, my name is Maria. Okay, it's correct,
Sure.
but I'm Maria. That just sounds much more natural and, casual conversation.
Yeah, more relaxed.
And even better, add a personal touch immediately. Instead of just the name, try something like, I'm Maria, but my friends call me Masha.
Oh, okay.
Or at work, I go by Maria, but my family calls me Masha. See? Instantly, you get a little glimpse into relationships, a bit of warmth.
Yeah, it makes you seem more approachable, more interesting right off the bat.
Yeah.
That small tweak feels way more human.
Exactly.
What about where you're from? Most of us just say, I'm from Ukraine, which is fine, but...
It's fine, yeah. But to make it more compelling, expand a bit. I'm originally from Ukraine, but I live in Poland now.
Ah, originally from. I like that.
That phrase, I'm originally from, it adds context. It hints at your roots, maybe invites a follow-up question about your journey.
Right.
Or you can make it more vivid, like, I grew up in a small town near Kyiv. Now you're not just giving a location, you're suggesting where your early experiences happened. It paints a richer picture.
It really is about painting that picture, isn't it? Not just ticking boxes and what you do.
Yeah.
There are different ways to say that, too.
Yeah, loads. I'm a student. Simple. I work as a designer. Clear.
Yeah.
Or I'm studying to become a nurse.
That last one feels different, more forward-looking.
It is. It shows aspiration. And even where you live can be dynamic. Instead of just, I live in Warsaw.
Okay,
You could say, I currently live in Warsaw, but I'm planning to move to Berlin next year. That word, currently, it's super helpful if you move around or have plans.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
It signals this is now, but maybe not forever.
Exactly. It tells the listener your present situation, but hints there's more to the story.
So if you put it all together.
You get something much more engaging, like, Hi, I'm Maria. I'm originally from Ukraine, but I currently live in Warsaw. I work as a freelance designer, and I love meeting people from around the world.
Okay, wow. That flowed really well.
See, it's in just a few sentences. Name, background, job, even a hint of personality and interests. The key is showing that movement past, present, future.
And practicing it, I guess, so it doesn't sound rehearsed.
Absolutely. Practice it out loud until it feels natural. It's not about finding perfect words. It's about that confident presence, that willingness to connect.
That feels so much more inviting than just a list of facts. Okay, so once we've handled those intros, the real fun starts, right? Getting into your personal story.
Yes. This is where language moves beyond just words and grammar. It becomes connection.
And you can use simple phrases to create really strong images.
Definitely. Think about the difference. Instead of just, I was born in Lviv, I was born in Lviv, a beautiful city in western Ukraine.
Adds color.
Or even better.
I grew up in a neighborhood where children played outside every evening until the streetlights came on. That's not just a fact, it's emotional, real. It pulls people in.
That's very evocative. And for things like education or career path.
Show the journey, show growth, self-discovery. That always grabs attention. So not just, I studied marketing.
Right. More like.
Try. At first, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but during my second year of university, I discovered I actually loved marketing and communication.
Much better. It shows a process.
Exactly. And highlight those transition moments. Things like, when I was 20, I moved to Poland to study. Or, after I graduated, I changed my career path completely.
Those turning points are really important in any story. But sometimes connecting those dots, you risk sounding like you're reading a CV out loud. A bit too linear.
That's a great point. How do you make it sound natural, like you're just telling someone?
Yeah.
Use natural linking phrases like at first or then or that's when I realized or eventually I decided to. Okay, give me an example.
Sure. At first, I thought I wanted to be a doctor, but after volunteering at a hospital, I realized that my real passion was education. Eventually, I started working with children, and I've been teaching ever since.
See, that's a story. Change, discovery, purpose, not just a job description.
Precisely. And you can also weave in how your background shaped you. Growing up in a large family taught me how to listen and share. That makes it meaningful.
So the advice is, focus on key moments, don't list everything, use time expressions, add emotion.
And practice telling your story out loud. It really builds fluency and makes your English come alive.
Speaking of life, hobbies and interests, this is such a great way to let your personality shine through.
It really is. It's where you show your human side, your passions, what brings you joy. Great for connecting.
So how do we make talking about hobbies, well, more interesting?
Well, first off, small point, but saying I like cooking or I enjoy reading using that ing form often sounds a bit more natural in casual chat than I like to cook.
Okay, good tip.
And to show you're really enthusiastic, use more colorful phrases. I'm really into photography, or I'm a big fan of sci-fi movies.
Right. Shows more passion than just I like.
Definitely. Or I spend a lot of my free time learning new languages. These signal genuine interest, but the real power move.
What's that?
Explain why you enjoy it. How does it make you feel? Don't just say what you do.
The feeling behind it.
Exactly. It helps me relax. It gives me energy. It's how I clear my mind. So I'm really into gardening. It helps me relax after a stressful day. See?
Yeah, much more engaging. What about unique hobbies?
Even better. The more unique, the more memorable. I love restoring old furniture. I find it so satisfying to turn something broken into something beautiful.
That definitely sparks curiosity.
But even simple things, walking, cooking, they become compelling if you add detail and emotion. You can even quantify it. I usually go swimming twice a week. Helps people picture your life.
Okay, makes sense. What if you have several interests? How do you list them without it sounding like a list?
Good question. Linking phrases again. In my free time, I enjoy painting, reading, and spending time with my dog. Simple.
Okay.
Or show contrast. During the summer, I love hiking and camping, but in winter, I prefer staying indoors with a good book.
Nice.
Let me give you a fuller example. In my free time, I'm really into photography. I love walking around the city and capturing small details, like the way sunlight hits an old building or how people move through the streets. It helps me slow down and notice things I'd usually ignore. I also enjoy writing short stories. I find it's a great way to express ideas that are maybe hard to say out loud.
Okay, that's not a list at all. That tells a story, shares feeling, reveals identity. It makes the interests interesting.
Exactly. That's the goal. Make it real. Explain the why, not just the what.
Next up, daily routine. Now, this can feel a bit mundane, But you're saying it's actually really useful.
It absolutely is. Super practical for fluency. You get to practice common verbs, time expressions, and doing it well makes you sound much more natural.
So how do we make our daily grind sound less grindy?
Use the present simple tense that gives it a feeling of consistency, a rhythm, and connect your actions with time phrases. Don't just list actions, tell the story of your morning or evening.
Time phrases like,
In the morning, after breakfast, around noon, in the afternoon, after work, in the evening, before bed. These create flow.
okay, so an example.
I usually wake up around 7. After that, I take a quick shower and make breakfast. I always have coffee. It helps me start the day. Then I check my emails or scroll through the news before heading to work.
See, the always have coffee adds a nice touch.
Yeah, it's relatable. And you can add personality. I'm not a morning person, so I try to take things slowly.
Huh. So you're not just reporting, you're describing the experience of your day. That's a key difference. What about fitting in work or study?
Seamlessly. My classes start at 10 a.m., so I have some time in the morning to relax. And for the evening, when I get home, I usually cook dinner, watch a show, or read a book. Show typical activities.
And showing variety.
Yeah.
Like weekdays versus weekend.
Crucial for a full picture. During the week, I have a pretty regular schedule, but weekends are more relaxed. On Saturdays, I often sleep in and maybe meet friends for lunch. Sundays are my quiet days. I like to stay home, clean a little, prepare for the week.
That gives a much better sense of your whole lifestyle.
And you can even toss in habits or things you're trying to improve. I'm trying to drink more water during the day.
Oh, I like that. Shows goals, honesty. Makes a human.
Exactly. It's not about big, fancy vocabulary. It's clear, honest communication. And the best way to get good at it,
Practice out loud.
using your real life as the script. Talk about your actual routine.
Right. Now we're getting deep to the core of you. Personality and values.
This is where you really express who you are. It's moving beyond facts and activities to essence.
How do you start talking about personality without sounding like you're bragging or, just listing traits?
You can soften it. Instead of, I am organized, try, I consider myself an organized person.
Okay, gentler.
Or use what others say. People say I'm reliable and easy to talk to. It feels more personal, more real somehow.
And when you do use adjectives, outgoing, shy, creative, whatever, give examples.
Yes. Don't just say I'm shy. Say, I'm quite shy at first, but once I get comfortable, I really open up. That makes your English sound alive, dynamic.
And values. Those deep beliefs.
Same idea. Express them directly but personally. Family is very important to me. I believe in working hard and staying honest. I really value kindness and respect. These open a window to your inner world.
Are there other strong phrases for values?
Definitely. Things like, one thing I always try to do is treat people fairly, or something I deeply believe in is that small actions can create big change.
Those are powerful. They show principle in action.
A personal rule I follow is to never make promises I can't keep, and you can connect them to where they came from.
Like?
My parents taught me to always be grateful. Adds depth, a bit of narrative.
Combining personality and values might sound like.
Maybe. I consider myself a calm and thoughtful person. I don't like rushing. I prefer to take time and think. People often say I'm a good listener, and I really value that. I believe everyone deserves to be heard. Kindness is also really important to me. I try to treat people with respect, no matter who they are.
That paints a very clear picture of who you are and what matters to you. Really helps people understand you deeply. It makes you interesting.
Exactly.
Okay, next up, one of my favorite parts. Goals and dreams.
Yeah.
Talking about the future.
Yes. This gives your English direction purpose. It's inherently optimistic and connects with people's own hopes.
So how do we talk about aspirations naturally?
Start with simple future forms. I want to become a nurse. I hope to travel more. My goal is to start my own business. Basic, clear.
But the magic is in the why.
Yeah, absolutely crucial. Add the reason. It makes your words so much more powerful. Not just, I want to be a writer.
Right.
I want to be a writer because I've always loved stories, and I want to inspire others the way books have inspired me. See? Goal and heart. Much more engaging.
Yeah, instantly. And you can share where the dream started.
Sure. Ever since I was a child, I wanted to be a pilot. For longer term stuff, use phrases like, one day I'd love to, or in the future I hope to, or my dream is to create something meaningful.
What if you're not totally sure yet?
That's fine too. Honesty is powerful. I'm still figuring things out, but I'm interested in that's relatable.
So it's not just big dreams, but the journey, maybe the uncertainty too. What about smaller, more immediate goals?
Definitely include those. They show you're actually taking action. This year, I want to read at least 20 books.
Right. Grounded.
And it's okay to mention nerves or challenges. Sometimes I feel nervous about it, but I try to stay focused. Makes it real.
Can you give a full example?
How about this? I've always been passionate about education. One day I'd love to open my own language school, especially for children in small towns. I know it's a big goal, and I still have a lot to learn, but I'm taking small steps. Right now, I'm studying teaching methods and improving my own language skills. It's not always easy, but I really believe in the power of education to change lives.
That's inspiring. It's a real dream, spoken from the heart. Very compelling.
That's the idea.
Okay, now for what you called the secret weapon. Fun facts and unique details.
Yeah. This is how you become truly memorable. The little things that surprise people, make them smile, help them remember you, adds that spark.
So what counts as a fun fact? Does it have to be amazing?
Not at all. Just unexpected, interesting, maybe a bit quirky. Doesn't have to be impressive, just unique and real to you.
How do you introduce them?
Use little lead-ins. People are usually surprised to learn that I can play the accordion.
Okay.
Or, a weird habit I have is that I always eat dessert before dinner. Creates instant curiosity, maybe a laugh.
I like the weird habit one.
Other good ones. One random fact about me is that I collect postcards. Or, not many people know this, but I learned to ride a bike when I was 20.
Those definitely make you stand out.
Right.
What about little stories?
Great. Short, engaging ones. I once got stuck in an elevator for an hour with my dog. People remember stories, how they made them feel.
True. And unusual skills.
Fantastic conversation starters. I can juggle 3 balls. It just breaks the pattern, invites questions.
How do you find your own fun facts if you feel, well, not that fun?
Think about it. What's something people always laugh at or seem surprised by when you tell them? What's a slightly odd habit? A surprising skill?
Give me an example pulling a few together.
Okay. Well, people are usually surprised that I speak 4 languages, but I still get nervous ordering food at restaurants.
Relatable.
Also, I have a weird love for old maps. I collect them even if I don't know the places. Oh, and I can make really good animal sounds. It's strange, but it makes people laugh, so.
That definitely mixes humor, surprise, honesty. Makes you feel connected, and yeah, interesting.
That's the goal. Don't be afraid to be a little weird or unexpected. It's not about perfection. It's about being memorable, showing your unique self.
So true. People remember the little things that made them smile or think.
Exactly. Not just the job title.
Wow, we've covered so much today. Amazing ways to make talking about yourself genuinely engaging.
Yeah.
But all these great ideas need one more thing, right?
The most important part. Practice. Without it, the words just stay in your head. They don't become yours.
So how do we practice effectively?
Start small and simple. Seriously. Hi, I'm Anna. I'm from Ukraine and I love reading books. Nail that first.
Okay, then.
Use a mirror or record yourself. It feels weird at first, yeah.
Definitely.
But it helps. You see your expressions, hear yourself, builds confidence. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress.
Good advice. What else?
Practice with a friend, a language partner, get feedback. Ask them to ask you questions.
Yeah.
Great listening practice, too.
And you mentioned the shadowing technique.
Oh, yeah, it's incredibly powerful. You listen to a native speaker, then immediately try to copy them, not just words, but the rhythm, the intonation, the pauses, like being their echo.
Sounds intense but effective.
It really helps tune your ear and your mouth to the flow of English. And then as you get comfortable,
Expand your answers.
exactly, go from I like reading to I like reading historical novels because they teach me about different cultures. Add those layers, makes your English richer, more interesting.
Use the new words and phrases regularly too, I guess, in different situations.
Yes. Try introducing yourself at a party simulation. Write a practice social media bio. Answer mock interview questions. Mix it up.
And be patient.
Crucially,
Yeah.
be patient, be positive. Every single time you try, you are improving. Remember, the best English is your English reflecting your real life, feelings, personality.
So connect the words to your actual life. Don't just memorize.
If you love football, talk football. If you love cooking, share that recipe. Real stories stick. And finally, consistency.
So, but often.
Way better than cramming. A little practice daily builds habits and confidence much faster.
And it's okay to speak slowly, to pause and think.
Absolutely okay. It shows thoughtfulness, not weakness. It's natural communication.
Every small step, every word counts.
It really does. The secret isn't memorizing lists. It's practice, making mistakes, learning. Real fluency comes when you use English to express your true self, thoughts, feelings, stories, not repeating like a robot.
What an incredible journey today. Transforming those potentially awkward self-introductions into something genuinely engaging. Hopefully everyone listening feels equipped now to share their unique story with more confidence, more flair. Make it interesting.
And maybe a final thought to leave everyone with. Thinking bigger, mastering how you talk about yourself isn't just about language fluency. It's really about claiming your identity in this new language, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about building real connections, discovering the actual power of your own voice. It turns English from just a school subject into this deeply personal tool, a way to be truly you wherever you are.